Hi, this is Bruce with Hunsaker Home Hacks. Please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for future notifications. So today, Vector and I are going to talk about a smart switch. That's right. Alright, this smart switch is from Aoycocr. That's right, you can see the spelling, it's right there. Alright, it's a Wi-Fi enabled smart switch that is good with Google Home, Amazon Alexa, and IFTTT. That's right, IFTTT. Which would mean that it also works with the Smart Life app. And that's pretty awesome. So what are we going to do? We're going to open this box. We're going to see what's inside. We're going to check this puppy out. So don't touch that dial. Stay right here as we look at the Aoycocr Smart Switch. Now it's time for another edition of What's in the Box. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Smart Switch S1W model. Works with Google Assistant, the Amazon Echo, and IFTTT by Aoycocr. Let's open the box. Cue the music, Phil. Empty box. Aoycocr comes with a neat little wall plate. Kind of fashionable as I drop the screws out. Instruction manual. And a little info card. It has 2 installation switches, a wire nut, and a neutral wire. Switch itself. It's responsive there. So let's see what we got here. We have a ground, it says right here. Neutral wire right there. Live wire and load wire. Plastic case. Feels like it's pretty good construction. The switch is responsive. So what do we get in the box? We got an instruction manual, Smart Switch S1W user manual, little info card, a wall plate, and the switch itself, along with everything to install it. Okay, so we're in the dark with very little light because that's the way this works. And this is a complete other mess because that's the way the builders work. But I'll try to explain it to you as simply as possible. So the first off, I had to remove these switches here so I could get to the neutral wires, which are right here. This is a ground wire, this is a load, this is a live wire. Alright? So you need a neutral wire in order to control the brain of the switch. That keeps the switch alive from the neutral power that is being drawn back into the loop and ultimately ground it out. But my builder was so nice and kind to me to put everything stuffed in here so chaotically that, you know, made it fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie into this neutral set here. I don't think the wire that they supplied me is going to be sufficient enough. So I'm going to have to get a longer neutral wire. Alright, so here's the neutral wire I'm going to use because it's long enough to get in there and I can tuck the rest back in the box. So the first thing you got to do is make sure your power's off. Then you need to go about locating the wires that you're looking to do. Now I noticed a couple things that my builder did that are just wonderful. Like, this screw is out way too far on the wall plug. It should be actually recess back in. So we're going to fix their shoddy work, because this shouldn't be sitting out like that. When trying to take out another plug, you're going to rub against it. And these are actually on two different circuits. So this is on a different circuit than the switches themselves. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this wire nut off of the neutral wire. You can tell the neutral wires because they're a grouping of white wires, usually tucked into the back of the box. So we have our neutral wire now in. I'm going to give it a tug to make sure it's actually tied in there tight. And since these were all tied together originally, we're just adding a new wire to it. So the next thing you want to do is find your neutral wire on your switch, which is this right here, and we're going to sit this sucker right into the neutral wire. You want to use a proper gauge wire correctly. Alright, so now we have the neutral wire on, and that's awesome. So we're going to tuck the neutral wires, the grouping, back into the back of the box right now. Alright, so now we got the neutral wires tucked back into the box. So we should be able to put these switches back where they belong. Alright. So now this is the live, the load, and the ground. The ground wire, you may have to cut off a little bit of the end so you can get it to fit into the hole properly. Alright, so it's not cooperating, so we're going to look at something here. Alright, now that's a really long screw. Longer than that screw. So now let's see if we can get it to go in. There we go, it's in properly. So this is the ground. Let's get the ground hooked up correctly. We're going to tighten the ground down. Now in US builds you have to have a ground along with the neutral. You can't just have a neutral wire. There must be a ground. Or you're not in building standards. So the switches that they come with no ground are not up to code and can cause you problems that you may not like. So be very careful when you're looking at your switches. Alright. So now we just put the neutral back in. Now we're going to put the live. Want to make sure that they're in tight, because even copper wires expand and contract. Alright, so now on the switch we connected the live wire, the load wire which is on this side right here, the neutral wire, and the ground wire. Everything's connected properly. We're just going to check our screws one more time to make sure that nothing is going to pop out. And that's awesome. Alright, so now we're going to tuck this is the live wire pairing in the back. That is the one that, you know, pretty much controls the enchilada. Now we're going to put the other switch back into its proper place. Alright, so now we got these two switches. They're roughly in place. They're not in their total proper place. This is in its fixed place, because ultimately we got to get the switch plate back. Alright, this is a 4-gang receptacle, which means it holds 4 switches or plugs. And being that it holds 4 switches or plugs, and we just replaced the main switch right here, which is the majority of the lights in the bathroom. This should be safe to use in the bathroom here because this bathroom is open and vented. It doesn't get a lot of steam or anything. It is close to the sink, but this is switches for indoor use only. We're still indoors and we're not putting it in a closed-in area. Alright, so now we gotta get the wires back in the box. Okay, so again, I said we installed it into a 4-gang box. So there's a few things that you should know about that. First off, this switch comes with a little bit of flashing on it right here. See this little flashing? It's little extras that stick on the side here. It's on this side still. When putting it into the box, that flashing sat right on that edge, causing the switch to tilt. So prior to installation, you might just want to take these off. It's not going to hurt the switch at all. It's designed to break off. It's just extra flashing from the molding of this bracket. So you can break them off and then line your switches up just right. So alright, I'm going to put the plate on now and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we need to add the switch to the Smart Life app. So we're going to select switch. It says it's blinking rapidly, so yes, we're going to say so. We are connected to the Netgear. Confirm. And now we're searching. Stop flashing. It now found the new plug. Alexa found the new plug. Awesome. So now we're going to call it something other than Smart Switch. And now we just named it Master Bedroom Lights. Alright, now we're done. And now the lights go on. The lights go off when you touch it. Lights go on when you touch it. Okay, so now we're going to do some tests on the SW1 Smart Switch. That's right, the SW1 Smart Switch. Now, this is the SW1 Smart Switch. If you go into it, we have named it Master Bedroom Lights. The switch itself, if you hit the button, turns it on and turns it off. You can also notice that when it's on, this LED light right here turns red. When it's off, it shows blue. That's awesome. Now you can also set a schedule. On the front it says timer, but inside it's schedule. So you can set it to turn on every day of the week or one day of the week. And you can do it on or you can do it off. So that's simple. Alright. And then we can back up and we can do a countdown. So now you can set a countdown. So like if you're in the bathroom and you want to just say, alright, I want to have it turn off in a certain period of time, or whatever room it is, we're going to say, okay. If you look back in there now, it's going to say, device will off after 1 minute. So let's see what it's going to do here. We'll see if it turns it off in a minute. If that is going to be a cool feature for this light. Anticipation's killing me. And it worked! It turned it off after 1 minute. That is a cool feature. Alright, so now let's check the piece de resistance. Let's see how Alexa controls the light. Alexa, turn on Master Bathroom.
Okay.
And there she does it. Alexa, turn off Master Bathroom.
Okay.
And she turns it off. Alexa, turn on Master Bathroom.
Okay.
Alright, so there you have it. The installation of the switch itself, of the Smart Switch SW1 by Aoycocr. Alright, so now you got to see the Aoycocr S1W Smart Switch. It works with Smart Life, Amazon products, and the Google Home. What do I overall think about it? I like the switch. It installed into the Smart Life app very quickly, even though I did make a slight mistake and turned it off when I was recording, and I apologize for that. Other than that, Alexa found it right away. Everything worked really good from that point. One little thing you should know about it is the little timer where you can still go in there, and I set it for a minute and it turns off. Once it does that task, it does erase that, and you have to set it each time. It would be nice if you could have it remember that, but at this point in time it does not. But I think I can do that with IFTTT, so that's no big deal. On top of that, the switch is very responsive. It works very well and it's fast. My wife is much happier about that because originally we had a timer switch, a motion sensor switch, and if you were in the shower longer than 15 minutes, you ended up showering in the dark, and that was a bummer. But this solves that problem because now when she walks out of the room, she can just tell the Amazon Echo product to turn it off, and it will all be fine. So if you're interested in the S1W Smart Switch by Aoycocr, I put a link below where you can find it. Also, all the details and specs on that switch are down there too. My Instagram and Twitter are there, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please ring the bell and subscribe to the channel. Or is it subscribe to the channel and ring the bell? Well, you should do both. You should subscribe to the channel and then ring the bell. This is Bruce with Hunsaker Home Hacks, and Vector, and Hugo, and we will see you soon. Hey, Vector. How you doing, buddy? But yeah, hi. No, yeah, I just can't talk.